All right, welcome everybody to another video. This is my van, and this is the second time that this let me down. The first time there was a problem with the engine ECU, which I fixed, and the second one, or this time I mean, the problem is the high pressure fuel pump. Okay, this is the high pressure fuel pump, which I replaced. I bought a second-hand one, a used one, because they're brand new. They're about €1,000. So I found this for about €200. There is the old one on the side. The car cranks, but it doesn't start. So I removed the belt anyway for convenience. Let's go inside and try to start this up and see what happens. Let me find the keys. All right. Now let's turn the ignition on. Close the door. Let's straighten this steering. Right, I have a few lights. The doors are open. Some door is open. That's fine. I have the brake, which that's a fault. I think is on the line. I need to check that. That's not very important. And I also got the SRS. I know I replaced my airbag module, but I haven't programmed it yet to the car. And this is the handbrake. So we're all right. We're so good. The engine light is on. I'm gonna crank it. Look at the revs. They stand still. The revs are not going up and down. Now what we're gonna do, we're going to put up a diagnostic tool and see what it tells us. Now this is what I am going to use. Now this little guy here, it's not very expensive, and it does a hell of a good job. It's about $120, maybe cheaper. I bought this when there was a special deal. They had a special deal that all the vehicles were licensed. In the old days, they used to buy these with one car license. And if you wanted to add more cars, you had to pay $40, I think, to add another car. This time with $120, I got this, and I can use every single license and every single car on here. We're going to plug it onto this Sprinter and see what it tells us. All right, as you can see, I plugged the diagnostic tool on, and I'm going to use my other mobile to I am doing a screen recording, so I'm going to put that up in a bit. All right, let's see if you will find the car. Yep, there it is. The ignition is on, by the way. Now I'm going to do it manually. It's a Sprinter. It's a 906 before 2013, after 2013. It's a diesel engine. It's a 4-cylinder, and it's a right-hand drive. I'm going to do a health report. Now, yes on that, switch is on, okay. And let's see what it comes up with. My concern, that CDI 14, whatever it is for, that's a concern. Now look at this little diagnostic. It's very, very affordable. You can do bi-directional commands on it. It's amazing. You can generate a report, send it to a friend or somebody who knows more about what you're doing. It's amazing. I am looking to buy the more professional ones in the future because I do need it, even though I'm a locksmith. I am not an engineer. I don't do engines. I don't do electrical stuff, but I'm learning. And as I said in my previous videos, I am always learning. Now, the electronic selector level module, it's something to do with the gear stick. I am not worried about that. That was always there. ESP, that I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about any of all this, any of this. I'm concerned about that CDI four cylinder. Okay. Now read fault codes. Okay, short circuit to positive. That's a glow output stage. CAN messages. My CAN messages are fine. I checked the CAN bus earlier on the ECU and also on the OBD port. Everything is fine. I read 60 ohms. CAN messages, I think most of them are related. The cylinder 3 glow plug is gone. I am sure it's gone. Let's ignore that. And exhaust gases, no. This is my problem. High pressure pump, that's what I've changed on the car. And short circuit to ground, that is very important. 2199-002. Also fuel pump with fuel level sensor, signal line is interrupted. Yes, it's because I disconnected a few sensors and so on. I'm not worried about that either. Glow plug, I know. Right, this is the 2199-002 high pressure pump, short circuit to ground. That is very important. I need to look into that now. So let's get to the fuse box and see if we can find anything obvious. All right, there are the fuses. Just to make the video shorter and quicker, let me tell you, I have checked the fuses with my test light, and they are all good fuses. I didn't find anything that was burned. Now, how do we check short to ground? Right, now what we're gonna do, that's my battery. I am going to remove the positive connector from the battery. Okay, there you go. Right, now that's my positive. All right, I left the negative on the battery. That is my positive. It has a lot of wires going out. I'm going to connect the end of my test light on this connector, and I'm going to touch the battery positive. And if my light lights, that means we have a short to ground. Okay, let me go backwards. Look at my light. Right, there it is. The light shouldn't come on. That means we have a ground somewhere on our system. Okay, now I seen a video where it says when it comes to this, what you do, you remove your fuses one by one until the light goes out, and that way you can find out which fuse is causing the issue, or which line. Now if you look at the fuses, let's assume we have two fuses that they are shorting out. Let's say this one and this one. When I pull this out, the light will not go out because that one is shorting. When I put that back on and I move along, and when I pull this out and that's in the socket, again the light will not go off. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a picture of the fuses to make sure that I know which one goes where. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull them all out. When I pull them all out, the light should go out. Then I'm going to start plugging them one by one until I see the one that will bring me the light back. So I'll know that fuse is shorting, on its line, and I'm going to leave that fuse out. I'm going to make a note of it, what position it is, and then I'm going to continue with the rest of it until I see another fuse bringing me the light back on. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying, because what I did in yesterday, I removed the fuse one by one, and the light did never go out. So I've decided the best way to do it is just pull them all out, put them one by one, and see which one will get my test light to come back on. I am not going to record this because it's straightforward thing. Just pull out the fuses and start putting them back on one by one until the light comes back on. So I am going to do that, and when I find the fuse that will bring me the light back on, I will start recording again. All right, there are all the fuses removed. As you can see, there are no fuses on the box, but to my surprise, look at this. The light is brighter now. Good Lord, I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. Now, there's a splice in here where all these wires go. This one goes to the front and the rest of them go to the rear of the van. Now I number them 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7. As you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but I number them the other way around. So 1 is number 7, number 2 is number 6, and so forth. This number 3, which is number 5 on the box, and number 3 on the box, which is number 5 these two are the two wires they are shorting out. What I did, I removed this cover here, and I removed all the wires and without being attached, and I test them one by one on their own, and this one and this one are the two that they're shorting out, and they're going to the back of the van. Now what I did, I left them off and I went to start the car, but the switch wouldn't turn. So they have to do with the electronics at the front as well, even though they go to the back of the van. I really don't know what to do. I'm gonna have to call a friend for advice. This light shouldn't be coming on at all. I removed all the fuses. Now there are some fuses on the driver's door on the side. Just let me go and pull them out as well. I'll take a picture of them, pull them out, and see if they make any differences. I don't think there are any fuses at the back of the van. No, there are not. Well, I haven't seen any, so I believe there aren't any. Now, I don't know if there's any wiring under the car. I'm sure there is. There's the fuel pump in the tank. That's the low pressure fuel pump. That works okay because when I hold the line in the engine, this is the line that comes from the tank at the back. This is the return. So if I squeeze this, as you can see, it's soft. If I turn the switch on, this one, it gets hard, which means there's pressure coming from the rear pump. It goes through the filter. I changed that as well. And then it goes from the filter, while it's filtered, it goes into the high pressure pump, which is this one here. Okay. And then it comes out from down below. There you go. That's the outside, and it goes back into wherever it goes. I think it goes back to the tank. All right, the only plug I can see on the high pressure pump that is showing me there's a short to ground is this one here. Now this little one here, it's just measures the temperature of the petrol. I changed that as well. I put a brand new one in there. Now I always thought that this might be a problem. This might be a faulty, because as soon as you turn the switch on, this valve opens up and allows the petrol to go into the high pressure pump, and when you turn the engine, the high pressure pump spins and it just pumps the petrol out. I believe that's how it works. But we still have a short to ground. Yesterday, in fact, what I am going to do, I'm going to start disconnecting all the sensors. I'm going to disconnect the mass airflow sensor, that sensor. There's a sensor at the back. I don't know if you can see that. There it is. I'm going to disconnect that. Every single thing. I'm going to disconnect the it's a power steering, no, ABS system. That's the ABS. I'm going to disconnect that as well, just to make sure that's okay. I am going to disconnect my ECU. ECU is under here. It's under this mag. Yeah, I'm going to start disconnecting stuff, and let's hope I can find that short to ground. All right, everybody, I have decided to follow these wires and see where they go. So what I did, just to save time, I lifted this cover and I removed these 3 screws, one here, one here, one there, and another one over there. So I remove those, and I'm going to lift this thing up now. Okay. Now these 2 wires, ignore these 2 wires because they go back to my inverter at the back of the van. I had them connected to the battery, but I disconnected them now, just until I find out what's going on. Now they go in. I don't know if there's anything in here that gives me. Right, let me put the light. Let me connect the light and see if we get anything while we're moving that loom there. Okay. There's the light. It's dimmed, it's not very bright this time. But let me go and move these wires. Nothing changes. Okay. I'm gonna have to move all the carpet and all the covers here. I'm gonna move them all and try and trace where this wire is going to. Alright, just bear with me a second. I'm going to stop recording for the sake of saving time, and I'll come back. Alright, I removed the carpet from the top. I'm going to remove these 3 screws here as well. That's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put them there with the rest of them. I'm going to remove this cover here. Okay. Here it is. The small wires going that direction. They go under the seat. I need to clean up this van. That's why he's letting me down. He's not happy. Alright, so more covers to move. I guess maybe we can find this at the front of the engine, of the engine bay, and I need to look at that as well. Let me just put the light back on. Oh, look at that, it's brighter now. That light is very bright. Oh dear, it's getting worse. Alright, let's see if we move any of this. Oh, there's more wires going under this seat. I believe these ones are going under the car. Nothing there, nothing here. Okay, let's see if that goes to the front of the car. Okay, it looks like it's coming. Oh, I don't see any wires coming out the front. Okay, maybe they are going under the engine bay. I don't see any. These are not the wires. These are not wires. These are tubes. These are wires, but these are for the wipers under here. Okay, lights, blah blah blah. Where do they go? Where do they go? All right, I managed to follow the wires, and they are coming out here in the corner. This one goes to the ECU. Yep, ECU, there you go. Right, and some of it goes this way. Now everything looks good to me. I checked them and they're all in good shape. There was a strap here holding this, and I removed it to make sure that underneath are okay. They all look good. Now I just thought about removing all the fuses. Now we removed all the fuses and we're still getting short to ground. All right, now that shouldn't be doing that. I have the feeling that the short to ground is coming from my fuse box. I am just thinking common sense. I believe the problem is behind this fuse box, and I'm gonna have to remove that and have a look at it, because according to some videos I have seen, when you remove the fuses, then the short to ground should go away. But how can I get a short to ground behind the fuse box? Nobody messed around with the wiring. Oh good lord. All right everybody, I think I'm going to have to remove that fuse box, have a look at it from behind, and see if there is anything obvious there, or unless The short to ground is coming from under the van, because there are wires going under the van. But anyway, we'll check them one by one. I'm gonna check the fuse box first of all, because sometimes they go wrong, don't they? These fuse boxes, and you need to replace them. I'm gonna remove whatever I have here and try to get to the fuse box and take it from there.